Okay, hello. I think we're on stream. We should be on stream. Everything should be working and perfectly fine. Welcome to The Witcher, Long Road to Novigrad. I am your ever lovely. What do you guys think they would call a game master for The Witcher? You know, Call of Cthulhu has the and now I'm blanking on what they call a Call of Cthulhu game master. It's not game
Keeper.
master. Yeah, they call Call of
It's
Cthulhu.
Keeper.
They call Call of Cthulhu keepers, and dungeon masters for D&D, game masters for everything else. What's a Witcher game master? I feel like there's got to be something.
Yeah, they kind of don't have a title for it. I don't think so. Maybe just game master.
Yeah, I guess so. That's kind of lame a little bit. Not having anything fun. Um, but
You're the witchist.
yeah, uh, yeah. I run Kaer Morhen. That's me. Um, But yes, welcome to the Long Road to Novigrad, a game where a trio of lovely characters and players will be journeying from the quiet little village of White Orchard to the large, bustling, free city of Novigrad, all while escorting a merchant to the city. We're just going to kind of jump right in. Who do I want to start with? I know who I want to start with. A very special someone. For the player behind Averan Glintlitter, would you like to introduce yourself, your character, and what your character... What does the camera see as they zoom in on Averan within the village of White Orchard?
Well, I guess I would have to start with a question. Is there a brothel or a saloon in White Orchard?
There is no brothel in White Orchard. It is a very small village. It does not. It has a forge or a blacksmith and an inn. The inn is where you would know to meet the merchant and whoever else may be on this journey.
Okay. Avrin looks like a young gentleman, roughly in his young 20s. Darker hair. His clothing seems rather basic, which, for anyone that would know who Avrin really is, would be kind of not really what you would expect at all. Avrin has a little bit of a spark in his eye, as he seems to just kind of always have a little bit of a grin on his face, just happy as shit to be here.
And you find yourself outside of this little inn, essentially, where you are met by your essentially patron, if you will, or otherwise you are able to meet with this merchant. There is a cart in front of the inn, two horses pulling it, a kind of middle-aged man. Most of the people of White Orchard are peasantry. They wear simple, tattered clothing, rags, whatnot. He seems a bit better kept. He has a bit better, clothing. It seems like, he has money is the goal there. And you're there with him, speaking with him. You would know that he set out a paper, essentially. He sent out a request. Any able-bodied person willing to help escort me from White Orchard to Novigrad, sign up, and you will be paid handsomely. And the coin interested you to no end. It is something you quite fancy, and so of course you would accept. And so this is the first time you're meeting this man. As he sits there, waiting for your introduction.
The patron is?
Yes, the merchant.
Okay, Averan walks up, kind of like slicks back his hair, I'm sure, from like the moisture of outside, and like brings out his hand and goes, "Hello, my name's Averan. I heard you were looking for individuals with sets of skills."
He kind of strains his back, maybe putting some crates onto the wagon of his, and he looks to you and says, "Oh yes, wonderful." He holds his hand out to take the shake. It says, "My name is Sebastian. May I ask you, Averan, what skills you have for this journey? It's going to be quite a rough one."
Is there a way to like tell whether or not someone seems like they're anywhat trustworthy?
Yeah. Let me look at our roles here, our skills. Let's see.
Would that be deduction?
I think weird. It would be.
So I guess I'll roll a deduction. Is that good?
Let me sue. I believe that is good. For viewers, this is our first time playing this system, so things are going to be a little all over the place as we learn the system together. Skill resolution. Let me go to that page. So, an easy roll, an easy difficulty is a 10. An average difficulty is a 14. A challenging difficulty is an 18. A difficult difficulty is a 20, and nearly impossible is a 30. So with a 25, I'd say that's quite a damn good roll. I would say you are able to deduce that from the base, from the get-go, from the introduction, he doesn't seem to be untrustworthy, but it is fairly a known thing within the world of The Witcher that merchants, especially the richer they are, will likely try to get one over on you. And he does seem to be not rich, but he seems to carry with himself with a sense of he has money. So he doesn't seem like he's one who might rat you out, but he definitely seems like the type to take a 2 crown item and charge you 10.
Okay. I will look at him and like my grin gets a little bit wider and say, and like Averan goes, "Well, sir, I assure you that the skills that I possess, kings would throw much coin at my feet to be able to acquire, and I wear basic clothing to hide who I am." And he just kind of like looks him in the eyes with that knowing look.
Hmm. Hmm. He understands and says, "Well, there will be much coin for you should we make it safely to Novigrad. I believe we should hopefully have some more folk coming soon. So why don't you just uh, you can wait around. You can give me a hand here with the cart if you wouldn't mind. Otherwise, we'll be waiting here a bit longer, I think, before we set off."
Averan laughs and goes, "Well, I assure you, my skills aren't heavy lifting, so I'll sit around and wait for the others."
Okay. And some time does go by. Um, Adrian, um, introduce yourself, introduce your character, tell me how in the world to pronounce your character's name, and what we see as you walk into the small village of White Orchard.
So my character is Cinead, which is actually spelled wrong on Roll20. Let me fix that. It's with a C. If you want, I can put a Cinead there. That's how it would be pronounced. I don't know if that might look weird in Roll20. There's the sort of clop, 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 clop as he's riding into the town, mounted on probably what was once a soldier's mount, probably lost its owner in the wars and picked up by a merchant, and Cinead was able to purchase her for a good price. And you can see that the saddle with the saddle bags made of good sturdy leather. It's something that doesn't really seem like it goes with his own persona, but definitely was a wise choice for him to purchase the horse. And as he's riding into town, you can see that much like the other villagers, he kind of fits in with that. He's not dressed very fanciful. His trousers are rugged and his boots worn. He's got a double woven hood kind of pulled high, and it doesn't look like he has any weapons. So he doesn't look like a soldier as he's riding in, despite the mount. But he'd go up to the ride towards the inn, presuming there's a stables there, and dismount. And do I already have knowledge of this job, or am I at the
So
beginning of
yes,
hunting?
you do have knowledge, and the White Orchard Inn does have a stable. It's a very rough stable. It is so the outside of the inn, you ride in, and then to the right are just two they're not really stalls. It's just there's a fence in between two little sections where your horse could go. And you do see, as you ride in, you do see the middle-aged merchant standing there talking with this other figure. You would have knowledge of this job. You would have accepted the um, quest, if you will, and you would know this is the meeting spot.
Is it with a writ or any sort of physical?
Yeah,
thing,
there would be a paper that you could have collected. Yes.
Okay. So now I'll dismount heavily, and I presume it's not too muddy, but like in the stables portion, probably the horses have kicked up the dirt and muck, and so that area.
This entire village is basically it's a dirt village. The entire floor of this village is just dirt.
Yeah. So I'll loop the reins a couple times over one of the posts and kind of start moving towards the couple of guys over there, the merchant and the more younger, fanciful looking Averan. I'll withdraw my traveler's hood and reveal kind of like a dirty blonde, mangy hair, all just brushed all back into not a ponytail, but like tucked behind his ears. It's shoulder length, and a weather-worn face. He's middle-aged. It's fair to say. He doesn't look like he's carried youth with him very well at all. He's got many years behind him, but he'll approach, be like, "Greetings. I believe this was the meeting spot. You must be Looks down to try to see the name of the merchant.
He'll spin around and hold out his hand. Yes. I'm Sebastian. You must be one of the other
Questions?
escorts for this journey.
Yes, I will gingerly take his hand and do a little shake. You may call me Cinead. I'm at your service.
Wonderful. As I've asked our friend here already, if you wouldn't mind, what are your skills for this journey? It will be quite a rough one.
Well, you didn't specify you needed any specific skills. What did you need? What would you have of me?
Can you keep me safe from here to Novigrad?
I could try. No promises.
Well, if you can promise, there will be some extra crowns in it for you.
Well, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't looking for the crowns. I'll do my best. I can
Good.
do a thing or two. I have my own horse.
Oh, perfect. I need to continue loading up the cart, and he'll look towards Averan and Cinead and say, why don't the two of you make introductions? And he kind of rounds the cart to grab another barrel, leaving the two of you together.
Averan looks over at Cinead and like kind of gives him a warm smile and goes, your attitude seems real. I have much respect for that.
Well, there's a war going on. There's lots of death on the highways. This merchant, he's Sebastian. He's wise to seek guardians. Hopefully, he's chosen wisely. Looks down at himself and no sword or anything. But I'm sure we can do it.
Which, mind you, like Averan looks kind of like a frail 23-year-old dude that like has spent more time hanging out with like hookers than he has like getting his hands dirty in a battlefield, and he's in like really just like basic clothing. He doesn't look like much of anything.
I do have to ask Averan, are you concealing your weapon?
What weapon?
You know the one. The one you spent a lot of money on. I'm not going to spoil what it is. But...
I don't have to conceal anything. That would require me to carry it on me.
Fair. Continue, the two of you, if there's anything else.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's many mercenaries in this part that are willing to work for honest coin. But maybe they're all off, and we'll be lucky. I'm gonna turn and kind of go back towards my horse and let the merchant do his own loading. I don't feel like we're getting paid to be manual laborers, so I'll just start getting the brush from the stables and just brushing the mare's fur, mane, whatever.
I do have a question. Does he look human?
Yeah, there wouldn't be anything suggesting otherwise. He looks human. Do you? I would assume, but I didn't roll a check.
Yeah.
That is
I look 100% human.
That is such a funny interaction. You know, I have a question. Does this other PC look human? Yeah, I look human. Do you?
Well, it's funny because I mean, witchers exist in this realm, and like
and
they
elves.
have like fucking cat eyes, and
and dwarves. Which, speaking of, there is you would have riding into town. Both of you coming into town, you would have noticed that the village of White Orchard is mostly human. However, the blacksmith, which is more of an open blacksmith, it's not an actual like indoor building, it is an open smithy, is a dwarf.
I thought it was going to be Panda's character was a dwarf.
Yes. But speaking of, I'm not going to ask you where you are in town because I have a special thing for you. But Panda, please introduce yourself, introduce your character, and what we see.
Oh, muted.
You're right. Hi, RedPandaCola. Tonight I'll be playing, well, why don't we leave that to a bit of a surprise, shall we? If we're going to introduce him in a special way according to our glorious game master.
Well, the special introduction is, as you've come into town, the center of this village has a posting board that you currently stand in front of. You do have your main mission. You have the piece of paper in your back pocket that says, I will pay you a shit ton of money to escort me from here to Novigrad, which you've accepted, which, if I'm remembering correctly, it's likely someone from your, believe it was a bounty hunter that we rolled?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sure, hold on, let me look at my background. I'm sure it was Jebber who might have pushed that towards my direction.
A sort of, whether it was an actual meeting or it was a letter, but it was likely I know you're not doing a lot of stuff right now, and not a lot's going on for you, but I know you can do with the coin and the crowns. Here's something that might interest you. And so you've accepted it and have found your way to White Orchard, where you now stand in front of this notice board. There are a few things that point out that are interesting to you. I think normally someone would ask for a roll for this, but this is an interesting introduction, so I'm just going to give it to you. There's one posting that, a lot of it's like, help me around the town, an older woman asking for help moving boxes. Maybe there's another posting that says, wolf spotted on the edge of the village. We can pay what we can. There's one that definitely interests you the most. And as you pick it up and begin reading it, the camera is going to do kind of like a 360. If this was a TV show, it'd do a 360 to fully show your character. And because me describing this notice post will give away your character anyways, why don't we describe what this 360 view sees, and then I'll tell you what this post reads.
So, currently, as per what most would be doing, especially these days, given how, I guess the best word to say, nonplussed most are to seeing such a being. He would have a hood up, but a lot of his clothing would speak to a very skeletor, not sure how they pronounce it in this world. You can tell I haven't gotten that far into this world yet. Nature, so very Nordic / Celtic look in his clothing. Stands about a good 6'3". You could see the hints of weapons on his back and a shield on his back as well. The throwing knives around his waist for easy access. His clothing looks very worn, as well as the gear that he has, like it's seen some years. I think one of the most noticeable things, straight up, without looking directly at his face, would be like his left hand looks a bit crippled. Like he can still use it, but it's clearly he had suffered a wound there. in the past, and getting a look at, whatever his face is showing, which would probably be about, from bridge of nose down. The bridge of his nose is a little crooked as well, as if he's also suffered some damage in his past. Sporting a fairly long, dark walnut colored beard. I think that's about it without getting too much into it.
And as you read this post, you begin getting telltale signs of a certain monster. It tells of mysterious sightings in the nearby woods. It tells of animals going wild for unknown reasons. Maybe some villagers disappearing even. And at the bottom of the contract, it reads, Witchers wanted. As the camera would then turn and do a slow zoom to the yellow eyes underneath this hood. And I'm not even going to ask for a roll. You know the telltale signs of election.
Fuck.
And as you read the post, maybe even get ready to, roll it up and throw it in your pocket, your eyes go to the trio now at the cart, not too far from where you stand. There you see the merchant still loading up his cart. You see a more middle-aged man and a much younger man standing not too far nearby. They seem to be part of this escort.
Remembering the original one, this seemed about right for who I would probably have to be meeting up with.
Yes.
Given how small a town, village this place is.
Yeah.
He'll just nod his head to himself and just make his way over. As he does, it looks like a very, very old injury. Maybe something didn't heal quite right, but you could tell that there's a slight hitch in his gait as he moves, but he still moves with purpose as someone who's been trained to get over it and overcome whatever might have slowed him down as he makes his way to the group.
And I think Cinead, or not Cinead, I think Averan, I think you would be the first to notice. The other two, I think, are busy. The merchant's busy still loading up the cart. I think Cinead's, you're by your horse, grooming them, getting them ready. So I think, Averan, you would see this cloaked, hooded figure, weapons on their back, walking up. And I have to ask, because we already know what you are without saying it, is the medallion visible?
I think once he found the new posting, which he still has in his hand, he might have finally taken out the medallion, knowing that there's a job that needs to be done other than this one.
Mhm.
Given the nature of that medallion and what it may afford him, it may be worth having it out invisible.
So, Averan, you see this hooded figure approaching, weapons on their back, and your eyes are immediately brought to the Witcher medallion dangling from the neck.
Right. Averin noticing a Witcher medallion, his eyes will kind of go a little wide for a moment, like a dawning realization. And then he will like be like fuck under his breath. He'll be like fuck, they do exist. Um, and then he'll like kind of like then the grin will return and he'll look over at Cinead and be like, I think our survivability rates might have just went up by a noticeable percentage.
And look over. By the gods. I recognize it's a Witcher.
Yes. Yeah, I think for how rare they are, I don't think it's impossible to not recognize a Witcher medallion. I think when you see the medallion, no matter how lowly of a peasant you are, I think in the Witcher world, you see this medallion, you go, "Oh shit, the Witcher."
I'm sure they've been, whether notoriety or of any sort, I think everybody would probably notice.
Oh yeah,
If
and
you see a medallion of a certain head or face, you know it's a Witcher.
and if not the medallion, if you see someone walking into town with two swords strapped to their back of two different nature, but you do see the medallion, you are able to go, that's a Witcher.
A smile will cross my face, and I will start walking back to rejoin Averin and greet the Witcher as you begin to approach. But I'm smiling, and it's not with hate or fear or anything. Maybe a little bit. I guess it's kind of like if you're just at the shopping mall and like someone in SWAT gear and like just starts walking by. It's like that's not normal. But with this, if you're on our side, that's pretty good.
He'll just continue to walk. Would it say the name of the merchant on?
Yes,
Sebastian, I think.
Sebastian. It would say it on the little writ.
Okay, just making sure. That way, I would know. So he'll walk up on the other two before looking at, I would assume, is the merchant. Me? You, Sebastian.
It kind of like pipes up from, maybe he was like crouched down grabbing a box, and he looks over, looks back at the box, does a very obvious double take at who he's looking at, and then puts the box back down and goes like dusts himself off to approach. He very obviously trying to like make himself look good in front of a Witcher. Um, he goes, oh my, yes, that is me. I have to say, I wasn't expecting a Witcher.
I think you're in luck. We could use a Witcher. It's a long road to Novigrad, Sebastian.
He said the thing. I
It's
excuse my
Dropped on me.
excuse my ignorance, Master Witcher. I thought your kind were extinct.
Not extinct. We just started noticing a lot, cared less of us after a while. And less coin came our way for monsters.
He kind of has this like he has a look of, when you tell someone, like, you didn't directly fuck up, but you as a whole are part of the reason. Like, he has that look of, I know I didn't wrong the Witchers, but man, I wronged the Witchers, because I am a human. He has that look. As he says, I am glad you're with us, and I hope that my coin can get you a long ways.
Corn can always get far. He
Well-
will then hold up the other job that he just found. How soon do you intend to leave?
Perhaps in the next couple of hours. You lot certainly have time to at least get a few drinks and any extra supplies you need in the inn. And he kind of gestures towards the inn.
Have you been on the road long, Master Witcher?
Long enough. Just for my own edification, did the writ for the Leshy give a general area or just sightings and how long, roughly? Assuming all things go well, what I know they typically take.
It was less. It reads less of a this is a specific spot and more so people have been. Reports have been coming in all across the woods in the area. Which is easy to say, like, just the stretch of woods in the region.
Okay. So just essentially the wooded area closest to the area.
Yeah, and it's easy to tell that White Orchard is the central village in this region. So while someone may have spotted the Leshen, miles from here, they would come to White Orchard to make the post. Because this is the most foot traffic area.
Gotcha. Thinking over it. Would it be possible to deal with it within a day's time?
Let's see here. Want to see something. What am I looking for here? Roll me monster lore.
Could I use Witcher training?
Yeah.
$15.
15. So if I go back to the skill checks, as we were saying, a 14 is an average check, so 15, one above average. Let me see here. While I find this information for our dear Witcher, what are our two other kind folk doing?
Cinead is very much enthralled with seeing Vidar for the first time. It's the first Witcher that I have ever seen in the flesh, and so I'm trying to gauge your prowess, your experience, any telltale signs of battle or anything that um, might speak to your exploits. But I'm just watching you primarily, Master Witcher. And you can see that for anyone who's paying attention that he's thinking about things and how they could play out now with this new development.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. How about Averan?
Evan has essentially like it's almost like a weight has been lifted off of his shoulders, you know,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that we have a Witcher and that like he kind of just feels safe right now. So his like his entire like demeanor has shifted from like kind of paying more attention to like what was going on to like passively flirting with, you know, anything that walks by and like just not even like kind of giving a shit anymore, just absolutely just happy to be here. Like for him it's his first time actually seeing a Witcher as well, and
Mm-hmm.
like kind of knowing, you know, what he's read about them, he's like fuck yeah man. Like like he's like almost resisting the urge to walk up and absolutely reveal himself by like being like, so yeah, being persecuted, eh? That shit sucks, don't it? Like,
So, as the other two are admiring the Master Witcher, Vidar, you would know that Leshens are one of the more tricky to track. I mean, there are you can find the telltale signs of them. You know, follow the crows, find the totems that they raise. But when you're dealing with a Leshen, you're dealing with the entirety of the woods. That could take a full day. That could take multiple days. You have to find it, and then you have to fight it.
Yeah.
So, I think with a 15, you would know that. You would definitely know that you can track this thing. You know you can track this thing. You've probably heard tales of other Witchers tracking and fighting Leshens. I believe Leshens are one of the more rarer of monsters. Um, but you would definitely have heard tales of Leshens and Leshen contracts. But again, you would know that. But you would know that when dealing with Leshens, you're dealing with the entire woods, and that could mean taking a day to find it. That could mean taking 2 days to find it. That could even mean taking a whole day just to fight it.
Yeah. How tight is your timetable?
Well, I would hope to make it to Novigrad within the week. I have some sales I would like to make. And the sooner we're within the safety of its walls, the better.
Only for my player edification. With the direction that we have to take us in the direction of those woods anyway.
Yes.
And we're not going very far out of the way. It seems. What's the phrase? Two birds with one stone.
Do you have other business, Master Witcher?
It seems creature has been terrorizing the people of this area, and will be going through the area that's most likely to be found in.
Cinead reaches down, picks up a stone, and just starts playing with it with a smile.
Then I'm happy we'll have you on our side. I need to continue filling up my cart. Like I said, why don't you, if you need any more equipment, the inn is here. Why don't you make introductions, Master Witcher? And he kind of holds his hand out towards the other two.
Aye. What's your name, Witcher?
You can just call me Vidar.
Vidar. Cinead. Well met. And this, and I'll reach over and put a hand on Averan's shoulder, kind of like shuffle you a little, is our good friend Averan. He's the pretty one.
I like Averin like looks over. I just met. Wait, pretty. Oh well, thank you.
You must have traveled far, both of you. Let me get you a drink.
He'll just motion and head forward. Yes, much like to whatever stories one might have heard of witchers, he very much is not what one would call a people person.
Yeah.
I'll
Very
push
fair.
open the tavern door and I'll lead the way in, and I am definitely more. It's very obvious that Cinead is interested in the Witcher, so he's gonna buy you a drink. But since Averin is here with the group too, and I can afford it, I'll buy him a drink as well, and just kind of, I don't know, motion for attention, and then place the order for 3 ales or.
Sure.
Whatever.
As you walk in, you see it is a very kind of like a T-shaped building, or not T-shaped, like an L-shaped building. Several tables around. There are 2 tables which have a grouping of people around it, all talking. You can see in another back corner, there's a few other people, and there's a central area that has like this stove and big stone oven, as well as food and other goods behind it. And there's a woman behind it. She seems to be the innkeep or bartender, if you will.
I'll just get a round of beers for me and my friends.
Yeah, certainly. 3 beers. That'll be 15 crowns.
He'll think for a second and then he'll pay.
And 3 big mugs are placed down and handed to you.
As soon as the drink is placed in front of Averin, he looks over and goes, compliments and drinks. I think we are going to be friends.
Yes. I like that you're so ambitious with your jobs, Witcher. I'm sorry, Vidar. Let me get used to. I'm sure you're used to being addressed by Witcher.
And just gives a nod. It's easier. Gets to the point.
Well, as we get closer to Novigrad, maybe there'll be another job.
I'm sure coin could be made easy.
Cheers to that.
You know what?
Okay, so
Cheers.
just for fun and games, so while Everett is taking like a sip from his like drink, he looks over at our new Witcher friend, and he's gonna spend 2 stamina. Pew, pew, pew. And he's going to cast telepathy.
Ooh.
I think I do that like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, there is a thing about that. So the moment that this happens, his amulet starts to vibrate.
Mm-hmm.
The Witcher amulet?
Yeah.
Yeah, his eyes will move down to it as it starts to vibrate.
I will cancel. Noticing him like react, he will immediately cancel it. He had heard rumors and he just wanted to know. And there did the equivalent of tickling your chin.
Give me. I want. Okay. I'm gonna. So this is gonna be fun. Let me find the rolls here. I would like. Let me see. I think this would probably be either deduction or Witcher training from our Witcher. And then
Oh, Witcher training.
and then deceit from our mage.
That's a 25.
And can Averan?
I just rolled it, but it didn't do anything. Hold up.
Hmm.
Yeah, it didn't do anything.
Did you click on the name itself?
I did.
Let me see here.
Um,
Oh.
there it is.
Oh, the first one was a 29. Holy shit.
Yeah, we will be taking that one. So that is very close. So I think the way we're going to treat this is, Vidar, you know that it's something in the vicinity, something in the building set off your amulet. Something in the building has set you off, but Averin, you were able to cancel the telepathy so quick and were able to just be so nonchalant about it that Vidar doesn't pick up that it was you.
Dude, I thought you were going to get beaten by the 25. That's awesome.
Funny that we both ended up maxing out one
Yeah.
of the D10s.
So react how you guys would. Yeah, Vidar, you know something triggered your amulet. You felt it vibrating. You know it was in this building. You don't know where from. And then Averin, you definitely see Vidar react and looking around, but he doesn't seem to think he doesn't seem to hone in on you.
Average just finishes his drink and then like because he's mentally aware that he pretty much just got away with tickling a Witcher's chin, he like lets out a like kind of a fucking but he's still drinking. So it's like he just to everyone else it just looks like he's like some lightweight that's never drank a beer before and is just like oh god, oh wrong fucking wrong
Take it
tube
slowly,
emoji.
kid.
As you cough up the tavern keeper, this kind of middle-aged older woman, kind of bigger, kind of approaches and sees the cough up Averan and says, "Are you all right there, dearie? Maybe no more drinks for you."
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not that messed up. I swear. I swear.
And then she'll maybe customary breadsticks, customary bread onto the table. Looks at the group and says, "So, are you all new in town? I can't say I've seen you all before." And then probably looks at the Witcher, sees the Witcher medallion, and says, "Oh, a Witcher. Don't don't think we get many of your kind here often."
I'd be more surprised if it was common.
Well, if there's anything else you need, just ask. Are you in here? Are you in town for long? Are you here for long?
Just passing through.
Well, if there's anything you need, just come and ask. And she'll kind of like clean up the spillage from Averan and then walk back behind towards the center of the inn where the stove is, the oven, the counter is.
Averan is just super red face blushing because like he's like, God, I look like a fucking idiot.
I think she liked you. I'm gonna clear my dishes and start getting up.
As you start getting up, you all hear a shout from the nearest table where this grouping of other people are. And you hear a voice in particular say, not directed towards you, Cinead, more in the general direction and to a specific someone, as you now hear the voice shout out, "Oi! Did we hear that you're a Witcher?"
And what if I am?
They
Shifts
kind
in
of...
seat, turns in the direction, and will finally lower his hood because there's no real need to hide it. To which the very clear yellow cat's eyes are on his face, but you also see very much to his heritage of where he comes from, much like myself, an undercut style hair style that's kind of braided back on his head to keep it as out of his face as possible, since you don't want that shit blinding you in the middle of a fight.
Mm-hmm. You see they kind of all... This group of 5 that you see kind of follow the leader, if you will, and all stand up from their tables, leaving their food and drink behind. And the lead figure kind of gets up and says, he kind of like taps his buddy, his nearest buddy on the chest, and says, My friend here, his brother was killed by a Witcher. We don't quite like your kind."
Hearing this, Averan will look over at our Witcher friend and be like, "Witcher, do I have your protection?"
As far as I'm aware, we're going in the same direction or on the same job. As long
Glad
as
to
you don't
hear.
show to be
He-
dead weight.
He
Yeah.
stands up, looks at the other group that's like taunting our Witcher friend, and he like outstretches his hand as he says, I assure you, if you have problems with our Witcher, you will find you will have deeper troubles than just a Witcher. And as he says that, fucking a crystal forms into the air as fucking like an oak fucking like oak wood almost seems to grow out of the crystal and forms a crystalline staff out into his hand.
Oh, snap.
And I think as the staff forms, um, you do see the grouping of humans begin to. Some of them kind of do this. Others grab daggers off their sides, and they look ready for a fight. As Averan forms this staff, I'm gonna ask Vidar, Cinead, as this fight seems inevitable, what are your first actions? Likely to be to pull a weapon, but I want to ask anyways before I officially take us to a map that I have prepared.
So, I think he's gonna take a drink from his cup, nonplussed, because let's be honest, it's not the first time a fight has broken out just because he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Cinead he's already risen from the bar or whatever and was about to start walking out. So he's like, I want to make a little bit of space between the other two, especially like my eyes are wide seeing Vidar like materialize this staff and a blatant use of magic.
You mean Averan?
Averan.
Yes, sorry, wrong character name. I read it from the screen. But yeah, so between the Witcher and Averan, I want to step a little bit away, but not towards the enemies. I want to just be off to the side, and so maybe my back is to the wall, and then I'm that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. So you're.
Go ahead. I just wanted to say I was gonna follow up with something extra after the drink, but.
Oh no, I was literally in the middle of asking, so you take this drink and then what?
Because inevitably it's going to end up in a fight. He's just going to whip the mug at one of their faces.
Okay.
He's going to start off the fight by disorienting one of them in order to get some sort of upper hand on the fight if possible.
Okay.
What would you like me to do?
Give me a brawling.
Will do. Is this a fast strike, strong strike, charge, attack, arm,
so the
special
way
move?
So fast strikes are 2 attacks with no penalty. I think this sounds like it'd be a strong strike, which is 1 attack at a -3. If you're just
I don't get penalties on strong strikes.
then it would be a strong strike.
I'm just gonna do it as unarmed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it at head because he's specifically aiming for the head.
Break his nose.
Okay, so now I gotta find the combat page real quick before I officially move us. Let me see here. Combat. I just want to see the resolutions here. Let's see. Combat. Combat. Alright, let's see here. We're gonna figure out how combat is done. Because that is the big thing here. I know how it works for me attacking you guys. But how does it work on NPCs? Let's see.
Much different from Cyberpunk Red.
Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, okay, I think I got it. A No, I would consider this an ambush.
I was going to say, is this an ambush? Because I'm
This-
also looking at it.
This would be an ambush, so that would give you a +5 to this.
So that'd make it a 16.
So I'd make it a 16, which I say would smack him in the face. And I think, let's see. For the damage, just roll me the roll the damage die of your throwing knife.
Alright.
Because let's be honest, a Witcher chucking a mug at someone probably feels like you just got smacked in the face. You know, you may as well have been stabbed by it.
Sounds good. So that's a D6. I'll just roll a normal D6. That's max damage 6.
So you whip this mug at this man, and it smacks him right on the face. As you know, you guys definitely hear a crack. As they all get ready to face you down, and I'm gonna take us to a map here. Here's the map of the White Orchard Inn. And the way initiative works... that's not what I wanted. The way initiative works is I need to pull it up on my phone now that we're on this map. Once I find the page... Combat in the Witcher. So, initiative... roll 1d10 and add your reflex stat to the roll to determine your initiative.
We have a quick roll button, literally called initiative.
Yes, or you can roll that. And I'm going to jot this down here. So, Vidar. $21. Averan 10. And Cinead 15.
I'm looking at the battle map right now, and I'm absolutely pleased with positioning right now. I'm very pleased.
Tight cluster.
And I did my best to one-to-one creation of the actual location in the video game. So I'm going to... So, okay, yeah, so fun fact, this is the very first encounter of The Witcher 3.
I was wondering, that's like what I was imagining in my head, but I don't remember the layout, and I don't remember it quite.
The very first combat of The Witcher 3, some people get pissed off that Geralt is there as a Witcher.
Yeah.
And, well, what better way to start a Witcher game than having the exact same encounter? So I'm going to do this... No, I'm just going to roll initiative for all of them.
Where are we technically?
Bandits. I hate bandits.
Where in the world are we technically? Are we technically in the north?
Yes.
Because that makes sense. Witchers are hated and feared.
So the way I'm going to do it is... Here's how I'm going to do this initiative. That 16 is going to be for... Well, that 16 will be for everyone with a blue mark on them. And then I'm going to roll one more time, and that will be for the other two.
So 2 batches. That's
Yeah.
solid.
So the second batch will be the red guys, and they will
Can I
have
make
the
an
7
argument?
initiative.
The one I hit be part of the second batch.
You know what?
Which
That
is the
is
guy that had the brother?
that is totally fair. I'm gonna give this guy the red. So
I
this
only make
guy
that
got hit by
argument
the.
because he just got whaled in the
Yeah,
face
he just
with a
got
mug.
he just got a mug whipped to his face. Yeah. So this guy right here is the one who started the initial, calling towards the Witcher. This guy is the one he tapped on the chest. My friend here, his brother got killed by a Witcher, and well, Vidar, you're first.
So,
Yeah, so actions. In one round, you have enough time to move a distance equal to your speed. Speaking is never considered an action. Actions are attack, cast magic, use a skill, run, draw an item. If you want to just have your sword at the ready, I'm not going to count it as a draw. Aim, take a recovery action, or initiate verbal combat. I don't think you're going to be doing any verbal combat.
no. So, in all fairness, they're not pulling weapons yet, unless they suddenly do.
I did say some of them did have daggers being pulled out.
Still not enough for him to just pull out a sword.
That's not a
So,
knife. This is a knife.
yeah, I'm actually gonna just move him up 2 spaces here to the one I already hit. Gets out and closes the gap, and he's gonna punch him.
Okay. All right.
Which I believe is a. Yep. Will I just click the punch button?
Is there a punch button? There is.
There is a punch button. I'm gonna make that a fast strike.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do a random location.
All right.
And I actually get a second attack. Yeah, I'm just gonna do fast strikes with this.
Yeah, fast
So-
strikes give you 2 attacks.
23 and a 25. Target location 1, which is his head.
If you're successful, your attack will deal times 3 damage. And you rolled 12 damage
So that's 36 damage.
with 1 punch. 1 punch.
And
You don't even have to do the other one. Yeah. You don't even have to do the other one. Okay, so I want you to describe. We all know how fast Witchers are.
yeah. So
Is it a blur or is it what does it look like to the eye of a viewer as Vidar just gets up and wham?
So after he whipped the mug at their face, again, referencing to an injury he had a while ago, he's a bit slower than most normal Witchers, but he's still faster than most normal people. So you would have seen him suddenly, from the time he whipped the mug at him, close the gap after getting out of his seat and reach up, kind of like palm his face and slam it into the ground to explain the extra damage of of just wailing him in the face to knock him the fuck out.
And he is down. So you can spend 1 point of stamina to make 1 extra attack against a target at -3. So if you wanted to move to another one and swing again.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna move up to here. Where's my stamina? Hold on. I look for my stam. Where would that be under? Oh, never mind.
And I just want to say, as I made the decision to emulate the start of The Witcher 3, this first fight in The Witcher 3 is not hard. You beat them very easily. And so if this is the sign of anything to come, it's very appropriate that the first one gets immediately slammed.
So again, I'll just do another fast strike.
Mm-hmm.
No extra
-3.
action. Random. -3. I have. Yes. Random.
I think I might have it too quiet for the stream to hear it, but don't you guys love this very serene music as a Witcher beats the fuck out of a man?
So the first attack is a 16. Ignore the second one, given as great as that is. And
I believe a 16 will still do it.
and
I'm
that'd be right leg.
Okay, I'm gonna say it does it because... Oh no, I think they get a chance to block. I remember that being a thing. Let's see here. Aiming, yeah. After you reduce your damage based on armor. Let's see. Okay, so right leg, if successful, your attack will deal half damage. So as you... Okay.
5 damage, I believe.
Yeah, so as you swing this other punch and, you know, maybe go for a little feint and connect with the leg of this other bandit, for what we'll call them, the very basic, maybe like brace that he has on his leg takes the brunt of the armor, or of the punch, and his armor absorbs the punch.
Gotcha.
I think
Is
you
there
can
any
only...
other actions I can take?
I'm not sure. In one round, you have enough time to move your speed in meters and perform one action. So first action, KO the guy, spend a stamina, try to swing on the other guy.
Gotcha.
So I think that would be Vidar's turn, which would take us to the second group, or the first group of bandits, for the ones with the blue dots. And the one in front of you, Vidar, you know, with his dagger in hand, you know, definitely shouts out something like, you know, like, "Oh, fuck you!" as he goes to swing his dagger towards you. Let's see here. No additional modifiers. That is a 22. I think I did this right. Let me just make sure, unless I have to click that. Yeah, it is a 22. It didn't give me an option for body part. Let me see something else. Just testing something else here. I'm not sure if this will do it. No, that won't do it either. We're figuring out combat, people. Combat's gonna be wonky. I know armor definitely has something to do with it. Okay. We're just gonna say it's to the chest.
Okay.
So I think he rolled a 22, And I believe the way this works is you can either roll a... Where is it? I know there's one. I think you can either roll a dodge/escape or a block to avoid it, or I think you can roll if you want to swing back on him, you can instead roll a melee.
I'll do dodge/escape
Okay.
of a 24.
You are able to avoid the swing. The bandit behind him is going to, you see he has this kind of short sword on his back. He is going to pull that out and grip it in his two hands. And he is going to move up to you as well, Vidar. And I do believe, I don't think there's any penalties to dodging or blocking in against multiple attacks. I think you just can. So he's going to try and come at you with his sword. So I'll roll swordsmanship. So that is a 20. If you want to try and dodge it, you can.
Yep. That's another 25.
And dodge you do, which that is Bandit Group 1 turn, which next brings us to Cinead.
Is the guy on the ground? Was there any identification for who was their leader?
He was definitely the one. The guy who is currently snoring with his face bashed in and completely bloodied was the one who started it.
Okay. I would like to draw from my robe a pretty sharp-looking dagger. It's probably like almost 20 inches, a poniard. And I want to run up to him and lift his head and put the blade up to his neck and say, "All you back off!"
Ooh.
And I don't know how actions work, but if anyone attacks me, is there held actions?
There are held
Or no?
actions.
Okay. If anyone attacks me, I want to cut his throat.
Let's see here. Holding an action. You can choose to act later in the round by holding your action. If you choose to hold your action, the initiative order continues as normal, but you can jump in and act before or after someone further down the initiative list. Oh. If you hold your action until the very end of the round, you must either use your turn or sacrifice it. You cannot hold your action and choose to act at the beginning of the round. So you can hold your action and wait for someone else to jump in, or hold your action to the end of the turn, but then you have to use it.
Okay. I will just go there and ready myself and hope that kind of makes them freeze. At least think again and give Vidar a chance at pummeling some, or Averan doing something from the back. But yeah, I'll lift the unconscious guy's head and put the blade up to his neck.
Okay, I think this would be considered making it.
Would that be a human shield?
Yeah.
I saw the human shield stuff. It made me so happy.
I also think this action, or this would be considered do a roll action, which I just need to find the skills again. Let's see. I think this would be considered a persuasion. Let's see.
You can roll persuasion.
Yeah, I think that would fall under persuasion.
It's 15.
Okay, 15 is average. I'm gonna roll roll. Let me see something about the. I'm gonna roll for the bandits. I'm gonna roll twice. One for the blue group, one for the red group. I think I'll roll awareness, like the awareness to see if you're bullshitting. The ability to call your bluff. Because they don't have deduction on their sheet. Fuck that. So this is the first group. They match. And the second group, they are lower. Okay, so they might be a bit more hesitant, but before they can act, we come to Averan.
So I think what Cinead is doing is awesome, and I love that. But I'm gonna ruin everything. I'm so sorry.
I hope you do. I've been hoping for that. I've been looking forward to
So
this.
I've been actually like wanting to do this since dude pulled out his short sword, the like bandit that like went to attack the Witcher with his sword in a bar fight. So essentially, Averan just kind of like lifts his staff a little bit, and like the crystals in it start to like give off like this weird glow, like steel in a forge, right? And then he just kind of like sets the fucking like staff down on the like kind of like firmly onto like on the like on the floor, uh kind of like with a little bit of a knock to it, right? And as he does so, instantly the glow from the crystals just instantly dissipates, and the one that pulled the sword all of a sudden has the burning word of fool being branded across his forehead.
Oh.
Just one second, I will where is that? There it is. Brand of fire. So a little fun fact about this is that is permanent. He will have to go to a doctor and pay someone to surgically remove that, and it will still kind of faintly be there. And yeah. So I think I need to roll like 1d6 damage. It doesn't do it.
I think it's included. I think you rolled max. It's included in your roll.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I think you need to roll a spell casting roll in order to see if it works.
Oh, and that costs me 1 stamina.
Yeah. Yeah, let me. You do need to click on spellcasting, yes, and go through the
Spellcasting. Where's spellcasting?
in the yeah, where you see Brand of Fire in the Roll20 chat. You see spellcasting at the very bottom,
Oh yes. Okay.
and just go through the motions.
I think it's 4 stamina too, but that's worth it. That's such a good thing.
Would I have any additional mods like bright light?
No.
No vision. Okay.
I don't think they can defend from this, so I think they're just going to take the 6 as they get a fiery brand marked onto them.
Oh yeah. It's quite visceral too. You can all smell it.
Ooh, the smell of burning flesh.
And I imagine he's like screaming right now. Like,
Yeah.
come on, like it literally is like being branded on the spot. So like that's
He can
lovely.
feel this burning sensation on his forehead, but doesn't know where it's coming from. So he's just.
Is it the guy directly on top of Vidar? Or is it
It would be
multiple
this
guys?
guy.
Or?
No, it's this one. The
Okay,
one that
cool.
he pulled the short sword earlier, which Averan thought was kind of uncouth,
These 2 other bandits are the ones who are kind of taken aback by what Cinead is doing, now seeing the burning brand. They just kind of are just going to take a step back there, and they're just going to spend their actions and their turns drawing their weapons. One of them draws a short dagger. The other does also take out a sword as well from their back. which brings us back to the top to Vidar.
Okay, so you see, after one of them decides to pull a short sword, and Averan, yes, Averan. After he casts his spell to brand his forehead, you'll see Vidar use his right hand to make a sign as I'm casting Ard.
Ooh. Shoots a wave of
And-
telekinetic force.
This direction because it is a 2 square cone.
Yeah.
Or 2 meter, however you want to call it. Either way, it's a cone, so it's gonna hit both of the fuckers in front of me.
That's amazing.
Okay, so defense, dodge, or magical shield. I do believe you also need to go through the
Yep.
throws of the spell casting,
15.
and then they will try and dodge. I don't think location matters
No, but
for Ard. Percentage rises by 10 for each point of stamina spent. How much stamina are you spending?
I'll do 5.
Okay, so 50% chance
Uh-huh.
of being knocked. I believe that's if they fail their dodge.
Yeah, that's a 15, so they have a chance.
They do. Let's see the first one. Nope. You know what? I'm just gonna have that roll be for both of them because that's more funny. So you Ard, you do you. So in the game, obviously, Geralt sometimes does say, you know, 80 or Ard. Do you say Ard as this wave?
Because
It's
he's
just-
not giving him that. It's just because he's so used to like having to do it by himself, he doesn't see the point of being flashy about it. So you just see the sign and a wave of force hit them both. It looks like they got a fumble by, which is a 4. Which what's this?
Yeah.
Escape.
I think fumbles is if they roll a 1, then they roll a second
Like the
D10
second.
and it's a minus, right?
So no major fumble. There's
Yeah.
a fumble table.
Oh, that's
Depending on
right.
What
That's
you're doing. They're reflex defending, so there's no major fumble. But if they rolled above that, there was a chance of something happening.
Oh yeah, human shields. There is a full thing. To use a person or creature's human shield, you have to put them between you and the attack by rolling a brawling or physique check against their physique or dodge. If you succeed there, so if the bandit's trying to hit you, Cinead, they have to do a roll against you or risk hitting their buddy. So both of these bandits are going to be knocked over by Ard. Would you like to do anything else, Vidar? You want to spend a stamina to try and get an attack in?
No, he's just gonna take a step back because he was just looking to get some distance. Since one of them decided to pull an actual sword.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But he's still not gonna pull a sword yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see here. So next would be bandit group number 1, which are the people who just got knocked the fuck down. Let's see. I'm not sure how being prone works, or being knocked down works. If anyone can find that, that'd be wonderful, but I can't seem to find it.
Is it just like getting up from being drowned down?
Yeah.
Or
Oh, prone. When not prone, you take a -2 to your attack and defense rolls until you take a move action to stand up. Okay. I think that is just an action, so both of these bandits will... This bandit is going to just stand up. This bandit with fool on his face is going to stand up and then spend 1 stamina point to move forward and try and swing his sword at you, Vidar.
Oh, he is earning that brand.
So swordsmanship of a 20. Let's see here.
I believe I have the ability to do something called a parry. Let me look into this real quick because I saw it, but let me find the rules.
We're learning as we go, folks.
In-depth combat, brawling, and wrestling. Under...
Yes, defenses. Parry.
Yes,
You can
parry.
parry an attack at a -3 to your weapon/melee/brawling. If you succeed, you knock the opponent's weapon aside and not only negate the attack, but do so without damaging your weapon. Your opponent is also staggered.
Yep, so I'm a parry.
All right.
Nope.
You do not.
So
I
that
believe
being said,
the attack happens.
then
Which would mean the damage will happen.
which is
We're about to find out. We're not gonna go for any locations. We're just gonna say he's attacking you. We'll just say it's to the chest. So we'll just say reduce this damage by your chest armor. I know I described it as a short sword. For the purposes of the bandage sheet, the weapon is iron longsword. Oh, actually, hold on. I do have target location. It's torso, anyways.
there you go.
So it does say iron. It's going to be an iron longsword, description-wise, short sword. 5 damage. Gwen creates a shield that blocks 1 attack that you fail to dodge or block for every point of stamina spent.
And I fumbled. My rolls are gonna turn at some point.
Yeah. Let's see.
So magic sparks and crackles, and you take 1 point of damage for every point you fumbled by, but the spell goes off.
Okay.
So I fumbled by 6, so I take 6 points of damage anyway.
But Gwen does still go off.
Uh-huh.
Gwen creates a shield that blocks 1 attack that you fail to dodge or block for every point of stamina spent.
So I'm just gonna I was already planning on spending 5 points anyway, so
Now to describe your Gwen for us.
another sign fought he because clearly years of experience, same hand, you see moving from one sign shifting to the next one in I think the best way to explain it is it's earth. Like phantom rocks would kind of like form in the air to block and dismiss any damage coming towards him from the sword. Just kind of like parry the sword off to the side.
All right. And that is their turn. Cinead, you're up next. If you're talking, we can't hear
We
you.
can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I'm going to let go of the guy on the ground that I was threatening, and since this other fool is so close, I'm going to try to just lunge up and stab him in the gut.
Okay.
Did that work? No? I don't think that worked. Maybe it's not put in properly? How?
No, it is not put in properly.
Oh,
None of it is put
yeah.
in correctly.
Yeah, none of that is entered. I apologize.
No, you're good.
So it is a 2d6 plus 2, but I think I still have to roll weapon accuracy plus 1. Range is
How about this? I got an idea. While you are setting in your weapon, why don't we take a tiny little break so you can get your weapon all correct, and anyone can go use the bathroom if needed, and then we can come back for Cinead to stab a mofo. So we will be back in a short bit. Get snacks, use the bathroom, and we'll come back to this wonderful combat in a bit.
nice.
Okay, we are back in with the combat. Cinead, you go up and strike with this weapon, and it does strike. Did you roll for location. You have to roll for location.
I was stabbing him towards the torso, like I wanted to stab his gut. But I clicked that. But if I need to roll to just do random, I could do that. I don't.
Well, I know. So called strikes get penalties.
Okay, so I don't want a penalty. So how do I roll that though?
Hold on. There's a chart for if you did torso, it's just a -1.
So I'd still beat him.
Wait.
Oh yeah, if you hit him in the torso, it would just be a -1. So I make it an 18, which would still hit.
Yeah. I did click torso before when I was asking me when I rolled.
So you would just do your regular damage of 6.
And then I think bleed 25%. That's just a chance of him bleeding, right?
Yes.
I don't know how that portion works of it, but it'd be nice if I could cause him to bleed.
Yeah, if we can figure out how bleed works, I'll roll a D100, and if it's under 25, he'll start bleeding. Nope. Would you like to spend a stamina point and take a second action?
Yes. So just take 1 stamina down.
Yep.
I've got 40 stamina, so that seems like a no-brainer. Can I strike him again?
Yes.
Maybe this time in his foot?
You can certainly try.
Okay. Would that be a fast strike?
So fast strikes are if you want to do 2 attacks. Strong strikes are if you want to do 1 attack at a penalty.
I would do 2 strikes, but I already did the first one as a strong. But the stamina lets me just basically do it again, so I could do 2 more fast strikes.
So yeah, fast strikes are kind of like 1 attack, but twice.
It's two, yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to stab him twice in the foot.
All right. So you're
it's asking me extra action.
yes.
Okay. Leg, tail, wing. Or should I just do random?
Random's probably your
Yeah.
best bet.
I'll just do random.
He's gonna try and dodge both of them, but I don't think he's gonna get. I think if you click on location underneath of them, that will be your location rolls. So here's the first dodge. It's gonna be 27. Nope. Here's the second one. Not at all. Let's see. If successful your attack. So yeah, you stab into him. You stab into the man with Fool on his chest, and with the second strike, as your weapon goes through the chest of the man, he coughs up blood and then falls dead.
I'll wipe some blood off of my cheek. The next one's yours, Witcher.
And then we go to Averan.
Averan, like, noticing that, like, the rest of the bandits have started pulling out weapons, and this is now, like, actually, like, life or death and stuff, will, like, lift up his staff again, and, like, this time the crystal will, like, give out, like, a little, like, purple spark as he slams the, like, staff back down, and the spark travels along the staff from the crystal into the floor, and then seems to jump from like brick to brick, kind of along a linear path to like here. Let me actually like have my clicker to about like here, and then from that location, the stonework of the floor creates a earthen spike going towards this one.
Ooh, okay.
Why is I have? There we go. Okay, it just wasn't letting me ping there for a moment. So I will do that. And I will hit spellcasting. It does 5d6 damage. No. Target location. Let's do random because that's fun. And then additional. No.
Okay, so
Just
25. They can certainly try to dodge it. Defense is dodge or block.
yeah, they have to dodge or block that shit.
Nope.
His head.
Get impaled.
So as this
Oh, it was head. Oh shit, yeah, get impaled.
as this rock juts from the ground,
63 damage.
and his head just explodes.
Dude, that's 63 damage.
Not even. Like I don't imagine his head exploding. I imagine the spike literally just like goes through the like lower part of like the like right below the neck where it like then goes through the other, severing just the fucking the like spinal cord so that there is no anything
Oh,
communicating with anything, and then essentially the like muscle and skin is the
Just-
only thing holding the body from like falling on the spike. It's just there.
and as that happens, you see the other two bandits, the ones who were apprehensive at Cinead, the ones who seem to kind of back off a bit. They drop their weapons to the ground and like throw their arms up, like backing up. Like, no, we don't want this anymore. As you hear the barkeep, who's like right here, the female barkeep, like shouts, like a shout of, I didn't want people to, like kind of like begins like tearing up and crying a little bit at the scene. It's probably like, you all should probably leave.
Hearing that, essentially Averan will let go of his staff, like kind of like whimsically, right? Like, oh, wasn't me. Like he's trying to distance himself from it, right? And as he does that, boop, where the fuck did that go? Oh, there it is. Boop. Yeah, it just like dissipates out.
Can I walk towards these guys, wiping the blade off with like, I'll just even use the bottom of my robe or my cloak, whatever, to clean it. But I want to ask them. Now, I don't have a name for it from my backstory, but I want to ask them if they've heard of the bandit group that kidnapped Yona.
Okay.
Do you know? I don't know what the Scarlet, whatever. Whoa. The Scarlet Guild, the bandits.
We don't know nothing about no Scarlet Guild. Just
How far are we from Skellige?
You are far. Skellige is far. You need like a full blown like multi day, maybe even multi-week boat ride to Skellige.
Can I intuit if the guy is like actually telling the truth?
Sure,
I
give me a deduction.
Deduction. 17?
He's definitely telling the truth. I mean, he seems scared shitless, and these guys also seem to be. They're less, despite their names. These guys aren't bandits. They're more villagers who.
Just village riffraff?
Yeah,
Okay.
village thugs.
So I will like finish cleaning off the blade. Like, well, get off with you.
Wait, did the merchant see this?
He's still outside. He has no idea. He might have heard the sounds, but
Damn, I was about to say my price just went up.
what's the reaction of our Witcher?
Take your mess with. And he'll look down at it. They're dealt with friends. Before looking at the other two. Age. And he'll motion to Cinead. Leaving it open like, you're something.
Are these two running off?
They're waiting for you to leave so they can collect their buddies after the innkeeper told you should probably go. The innkeeper was telling that to the three of you. You should leave.
I want to go check. This guy's technically just unconscious, right?
Yeah.
Does he have a coin purse?
He does.
Cut it off. And then I'll look at the Witcher and Averan as I'm slowly like trying to gauge your reaction of, should I give this to the lady?
27 crowns.
It's barely a beer. I'm gonna put it gently on the counter and slide it. They started it. Come on, let's go. What's the line? We've got a long road to Novigrad. Let's go.
We have other business.
Aye.
And yeah, he'll make his way out.
Okay. And kind of fast forwarding a little bit as you make your way out, whether you explain to the merchant or not what just happened. Some time goes by until the cart is ready and your group begins heading out. Whether you walk alongside, whether Averan and Vidar walk alongside the cart or hop on while Cinead has their own horse, you begin riding through. And before we end for tonight, one final thing happens. Midway through your journey, the first day to Novigrad, through the woods, an amulet begins to vibrate. And the camera leaves the party, leaves the POV of the party, flies through the trees and through the woods. And you begin to hear the sounds of crow, 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 crow. Many a crows as if this were a TV show, the camera zooms into a tree. Standard tree. But this tree is watching the party. This tree is paying attention to the party as the tree begins to move. And that's where session 1 of the Long Road to Novigrad will come to an end. As this tree is watching the party make their way. And I will figure out XP when we're not on stream anymore, but for now, I'm not going to do any special goodbyes. You guys don't have to do any special goodbyes. Just say goodbye. How about that?
We meet again.
And yeah, we'll see what happens in 2 weeks on the long road to Novigrad. We've said it multiple times now. I feel like I should give out experience points for whenever someone can naturally fit that into a conversation. We'll see. But for now, this has been session 1 of the long road to Novigrad, and we'll see what happens next time.